Hello everyone, my name is Devin Krause, and for the past 4 years I've been trying to become an animator. If you're watching this video expecting a tutorial, then you're in the wrong place. But that doesn't mean you won't find something you might be looking for. This isn't a how-to series or just a bunch of random tutorials, although I might do some tutorials in a few weeks once I've had a little bit of practice. No, this is more of a documentation of my journey to becoming an animator. I will, however, be linking any and all books, online courses, tutorials, animations, animators, and anything else that I use in these videos. So with that said, welcome to An Animator in the Making. So where do you start? Well, the first place I started was on YouTube, following both professional and hobbyist animators. I watched their tutorials, their shorts, films that some of them worked on, and looked up what they did in their early careers. I've watched countless videos, read many books, taken some introduction classes online, and talked to a few professionals about their experience, and many of them said the same things about animation. Here are the 3 things that stood out to me. 1. If you're not invested, or you're not interested, you won't do as well as an animator. This one's pretty self-explanatory. If animation doesn't appeal to you, you're not likely to put in the effort that's required, and you won't be a good, let alone a great animator. What art skills does one need? Your art skill level depends on what you're trying to make, but as long as you can break down a character to their fundamental shapes and replicate other people's styles, you'll be able to work in the animation industry. The reason you'd want to be able to replicate styles is so when you work with a team, the artwork stays consistent. Another important skill you'll want to learn is life drawing. For those of you who don't know what that is, life drawing is the art of drawing real-life objects, animals, and people. I haven't mastered this yet. You'll also want to learn life drawing because it will make your animating multiple times easier. So if you want to draw fast and consistent when animating, then this could be very important for you to learn. Don't focus on learning just facial expressions and features, but also the whole body, so you can work on perspective and pose drawing. To my younger audience, have your parents or a trusted guardian vet some of the photos. You don't have to go that deep down the rabbit hole before it gets inappropriate. The most important thing you need to do is learn new skills, practice those skills, challenge yourself, and repeat. This way you're constantly evolving your art style and skills, so you're constantly getting better and better over time. Because if you don't practice, push yourself, or challenge yourself on a regular basis, you're never going to become a good, let alone great animator. If you don't sharpen your skills and aren't willing to learn other styles, then your chances of making a well-known popular series and/or movie is very low as well. This past week, I've read the first 3 chapters of The Illusions of Life, written by Frank Thomas and Ollie Williams, and the introduction that leads to the first lesson of An Animator Survival Kit by Richard Williams. Both of these are really good resources if you're serious about getting into animation. Another great resource is Khan Academy's Pixar in a Box online classes. Plus it's free, so you can't beat that. As for YouTubers, the ones I follow in no particular order are Tanako Pantoja, I probably butchered that, KD Sketch, McCoy Buck, Extra Credits, and Noble Frugal Studios. To be clear, these are just ones I follow. You don't have to follow these too. I just think they're really great to help me with what I'm personally trying to do. Some common themes I've noticed. All of these people have something to say about animation and how it should be done, but there's a lot of overlap in what they say. Things like practice animating on 1s, 2s, and 3s, types of software to use, and to practice experimenting with different types of art styles and to sharpen your skills. The first 2 questions, most will tell you that it depends on what you want to do. But for the 3rd question, most will tell you to practice life drawing. What I use? I personally use Moho 13.5, which is a vector-based program. But that doesn't mean you should immediately go out and get Moho, because what if you want to do 3D animation, or frame by frame? Then you will have wasted your time and money on a program that can't do what you were wanting. So don't just go out and get the same program that someone else has just because you like what that creator does. Find out what animations that program was used in, and what kind of films it has made. That way you can get an idea of what it's capable of. It's also important to note that you can only really animate simple animations in one program. That doesn't mean you can't make amazing things, but most professionals use 2 to 3 programs. 2 common ones that are in the professional industry would be Photoshop and After Effects. There's one to draw the background, foreground, and sometimes even character models, and one to animate the drawings and one that adds the special effects and lighting scenes like After Effects is used for. An example from a professional named McCoy Buck, who did a behind-the-scenes animation stream of Cat in Space. The video is a little over 2 hours long and has been unlisted for some reason, but I still have the link, so that will be down in the description for you if you are interested to see how long it takes to animate something that was only 30 seconds long. The main thing the stream covered was what programs he used for the cat's vomit, which was done in Krita, then exported as a frame-by-frame, and he used Moho 13.5 to make, rig, and animate the cat model. Once that was done, he imported that into Adobe After Effects so he could add in the transitions and backgrounds. Life drawing. As far as I can tell, this is what separates the average animator from the well-known. But that doesn't mean you can't work on or make cartoons until you master this. However, it will make your life easier down the line, and this isn't something you just learn in a week or even a month. It might take you a year or two of hard, dedicated work in life drawing before you master it, but it will help you in the long run. You probably noticed that I didn't link any life drawing resources, and that's because of how inappropriate it can get. This isn't to discourage you from learning it, but if you're younger, then you should have a parent vet it for you. Yes, I said that twice. That's how important I think it is. So what did I learn? Well, for this week, I'm starting with the basics. I did the bouncing ball in Moho and Krita. I did simple hand silhouette, point, and gesture in Moho. I made simple character, do basic movement in Moho. I'll continue to practice these and other techniques until I have a good understanding of it. Next week, I plan on animating a few dynamic characters in motion. I'm going to start with humans, seeing as that's what I've become most familiar with while being undercover on this planet. Seeing as that's definitely what I am, and hopefully it won't be too difficult. Final thoughts. One thing I want to add, you can do backgrounds, characters, and effects in one program. It just might take longer or be harder because some programs aren't made to do those things. But it may have its limitations as well in what it can accomplish. For example, I made a couple of space backgrounds in Moho, and this was even an older version before they updated to 13.5. I was fairly satisfied with how they turned out. And with that said, again, I'll remind you, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. I'll link two lists to good animation programs for those of you who are interested in any of this. The first claims that these are the top 10 free animation programs of 2021. The second claims to be the top 55 plus animation programs of 2021. This is my first video series ever on YouTube, so your feedback will be greatly appreciated so I can get an idea of how to improve. And if you have any questions or want me to talk about a specific topic, or you have a resource you'd like to share, please let me know down in the comments. And until next time, have a great week, and good luck on your journey to becoming an animator.
Destruction!